Hey Chiefs Kingdom, Harrison Graham here, back with another video for you guys, a mailbag. Appreciate everybody who submitted their questions. But before we get into it, get subscribed to the channel. We're almost reaching that point where we can do daily videos. 4 to 5 videos per week right now, but the Chiefs Report is one of many channels here at Chat Sports, so got to keep growing. Hit that sub button, and you can share that link with a friend, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. We get enough subscribers, we can do more videos for you guys, including the latest news and rumors. But like I said, today's video, it's a mailbag that's coming up right now. We'll start with Focus Blaze. Should we sign Brian Poole and Melvin Ingram? Obviously, these are two names that have been mentioned quite a bit, Focus. I did a free agent targets video that actually included both of these players just a couple of weeks ago, and as of now, they remain unsigned. And I do think at this point, while the Chiefs don't have any glaring major needs, I do think edge and CB are your top two needs. Like, if you're going to add a player via trade or free agency at this point, cornerback or edge rusher makes a whole lot of sense. That's not really an area the Chiefs spent premium draft picks on. They haven't re-signed Bashaud Breeland at cornerback. Brian Poole is a guy who's a really solid nickel corner, so you could go with L'Jarius Sneed, Charvarius Ward, and Brian Poole as your starting three corners, or you could have Rashad Fenton compete with Ward as your other outside corner if you wanted to go that route. Melvin Ingram, who didn't play that well last year, was banged up, actually did not have a single sack, but did have 14 sacks in the 2 years prior, is another name that still is out there as well. As you guys know, he visited Kansas City, left without a deal, and still hasn't signed anywhere. So I don't think the NFL is very high on him coming off an injury-riddled season this past year. I have interest in both. We'll have to wait and see if Brett Veach and the Chiefs decide to add to their roster. Pick one to sign. If you had to pick one, who would it be? Type P for Brian Poole, type I for Melvin Ingram. I would probably lean with Brian Poole here because I think he's got a better chance to be a contributor, but get your votes in, P for Poole or I for Ingram. Greg Watts next up. Which of the rookies the Chiefs drafted will produce the most? So Kansas City had 6 draft picks. Obviously, keep in mind, Orlando Brown was basically your first-round pick because of the trade, so you could say him. But if you're talking strictly the guys you literally drafted, we'll just remind you guys who they picked it. Nick Bolton and Creed Humphrey were the 2 second-round picks, the linebacker and the center. Joshua Kando, the edge out of Florida State in round 4. And then Noah Gray, the tight end. Cornell Powell, I think, can contribute. Trey Smith this year may not be the year for him, but I think he could be a starter down the road at guard. I thought he was a steal in the 6th round of the NFL draft by Brett Veach in Kansas City. But I think there's 2, 3, 4 guys that really could be impactful. I would tend to lean that it'll probably be Nick Bolton because I'm pretty certain that he will likely end up being a starter on this team. As for the rest of these guys, we'll see. Creed Humphrey certainly has a chance to start. Cornell Powell can have a role as well. We'll let you guys vote on it also. Who will be the most impactful rookie for the Chiefs this year? I'll lean Nick Bolton for now. I think he's going to be a starting linebacker, but don't sleep on Creed Humphrey, Cornell Powell, and maybe even Trey Smith. You never know what's going to happen at the guard position. Benjamin Wickett next up. Do you think, speaking of Nick Bolton, will he be a starter right out of the gate? Sorry if I already kind of gave away that, Benjamin. I do think he will. Look, you take guys in the 2nd round, you expect them to start. Now, you're not expecting them to be all-pro guys by any means, but I think Nick Bolton needs to be a starter. You lost Damian Wilson. Bolton is a guy that Kansas City clearly had their eyes on throughout the offseason. Local kid, played at Missouri, played well this past year, did a little bit of everything. Good tackler, can play sideline to sideline, can play in coverage. You see the 5 pass breakups there. You can blitz him some as well. In 4-3 sets, I think your 3 starting linebackers will be Anthony Hitchens, Nick Bolton, and Willie Gay Jr. At least that's what I'm hoping for. I know the Chiefs like Ben Neiman. They brought him back, so maybe he'll get the early nod over Bolton or Willie Gay because he's a veteran. But ideally, long-term, Nick Bolton, Willie Gay Jr., those are your guys at the linebacker spots moving forward. Anthony Hitchens could be his last year for him in Kansas City here in 2021. Quick reminder for you guys to subscribe to the channel. Want to do videos every single day. Need more subs to do so. Hit that big red button and subscribe. And the link's right there, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. We cover the latest news, rumors. We do weekly mailbags. We do segments like 53-man roster projections, one I want to do. We did a schedule predictions breakdown as well. We try to do it all, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. Joshua, I want to kind of tie together a couple of questions here. Joshua's first. Will Andy Reid be looking to create a more run-central offense? If so, do you think Clyde Edwards-Helaire is up to the job? And then Pencil Pirate asked this one. How about Clyde Edwards-Helaire rushing for 1,250-plus yards? So kind of starting with the first part of this, do I think Andy Reid will create a more run-central offense? I really don't. Like, he's already more balanced than you guys think. Clyde Edwards-Helaire had a solid rookie season. Now, he had struggles finding the end zone at times, but 4.5 yards per carry, had over 800 yards in an offense that is a pass-first offense. That's a pretty good year for a rookie running back. There's just no way around it. That being said, a couple of things here. One, you got Patrick Mahomes and this elite wide receiving core, so no, I don't think it'll be more run-central. And two, I actually think in terms of, could CEH be a 1,200-plus yard guy? I mean, you've got Darrell Williams, who's a good player. You signed Jerick McKinnon. You still have Darwin Thompson. I don't think the Chiefs will ever be a team as long as Mahomes is here and it's the Andy Reid regime in which you'll have one workhorse back. I think you'll have a lead back, which is Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and then a supplemental backfield of Darrell Williams and Jerick McKinnon. I think that's what you're going to be looking at for this year. Now, that being said, he rushed for over 800 last year and missed 3 games, so he was kind of right on the cusp of being a 1,000-yard guy as a rookie. I think that's a reasonable number. What do you guys think? Type O for over 1,000 rushing yards in 2021. Type U for under when it comes to Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I'm going to go over. Do I think he'll be 1,250 plus? No, I think he'll be 1,000 to 1,100, just over 1,000 yards total. He'll get 18, 20 carries a game, something like that. But let me know what you guys think. O for over or U for under. Israelite King Hawkeye, can our offensive line protect Patrick Mahomes now? Yeah. Have you watched our recent videos? Brett Veach did a good job rebuilding this thing, and you just look at the offensive line, and I probably should have compared it to last year's, how it ended, but I'll just verbally mention it. In the Super Bowl last year, Mike Remmers played left tackle. You upgraded to Orlando Brown Jr. At left guard, you had Nick Allegretti. You upgrade to Joe Thuney, the best guard on the open market. Austin Ryder at center. I think Austin Blythe and or Creed Humphrey, both upgrades. We'll see who gets the starting nod. Right guard, you had Andrew Wiley. Laurent Duvernay-Tardif, he's back in this year after opting out last year. You also signed Kyle Long. I think they'll both be better options there. And then right tackle will either be Mike Remmers, when he played at right tackle, played pretty well last year, or rookie Lucas Niang. I think you're feeling pretty good about that all in all when it comes to the offensive line. Brett Veach did a great job rebuilding this thing. He recognized that, hey, I've got Mitchell Schwartz and Eric Fisher who have done a lot for this organization, but A, they cost too much money, and B, they ended last year with significant injuries with the blown Achilles for Fisher and the major back problem for Mitchell Schwartz. So I think this offensive line is upgraded, and I think it's one of the better units in the NFL. Great job by this front office to rebuild it. So yes, absolutely, I think Patrick Mahomes can be completely comfortable come week 1 of the 2021 NFL season. Now, how about this? Maybe this is a little rich, but I don't know if it is. Do the Chiefs have a top 5 offensive line in the NFL? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Get your votes in on this one. I think they might, especially if Orlando Brown is as good as we think he can be. Y for yes, N for no, and we'll see you next time.